It's my pleasure now to introduce our next honoree, David Koch, for his visionary philanthropic support of cancer. Mr. Koch is one of the co-owners and executive vice president of Koch Industries. Mr. Koch applies his natural intellect and MIT education to his work and has grown Koch Industries into one of the largest privately held companies in the world. Similarly, he approaches his philanthropy by educating himself in cancer science and research and applying then that knowledge to his charitable giving decisions. Mr. Koch has become a passionate supporter of many of the greatest cancer centers in the United States, committing over hundreds of millions of dollars for cancer research, including prostate cancer research, a disease that has afflicted him and his 3 brothers. He has directed his generosity mostly toward basic research because he believes that investigation will open new pathways as we search for cures for cancer. His leadership and steadfast commitment has raised awareness of the need for philanthropic support of basic research and inspired others to join his efforts. Please welcome David Koch as one of this year's 100.
Good evening, everyone. It's truly a great honor to be here amongst so many distinguished and accomplished people. I've been very inspired and moved by these remarkable stories that I've heard this evening. It's really a special experience for me to share this with all of you. And thank you, Kelly, for that very flattering introduction. I'm most appreciative. Let me also thank the Mass General Hospital Cancer Center for choosing to recognize me this evening for my work in cancer research. To be included amongst the top 100 individuals who are most effective in fighting cancer is indeed a memorable achievement for me, for which I am most grateful. This is not my first exposure to the Mass General Hospital, but is certainly the most pleasant. 50 years ago, I badly injured my right knee in a basketball game playing for the MIT varsity team. Several weeks later, one of the top surgeons in the orthopedic department at this institution repaired the injury. After 2 weeks in the hospital, recovering from the surgery and many months of therapy, I finally rejoined the MIT team and played with them until I graduated. A few years later, I injured the same knee in a rugby game and once again had surgery here. Both procedures were very successful, leaving me with a profound respect for the medical talents and patient care of the great doctors associated with this wonderful hospital. I'm still grateful for the treatment I received so long ago. But I'm not here tonight to speak about other medical experiences I've had. I'm here to discuss the field of cancer, this most dreaded of diseases, and my involvement in pursuing cures for it. So how did I become so passionate about cancer research? It began 18 years ago when I discovered that I had prostate cancer. At the time, it appeared to be quite advanced and that I had not long to live. The shock of this news was terrible. Like most victims of cancer, I thought my body was invulnerable and immune from this disease. I was first treated with radiation, next with surgery, then with hormones, and now currently with an experimental drug called abiraterone. Today, my cancer is very much under control, and my doctor advises me that I have many more years to live with the present treatment. I'm one of 4 brothers. Each of us has contracted prostate cancer, and unfortunately for me, I caught it first. Because of my diagnosis, my brothers were tested regularly and consequently detected their cancer early. All 3 of them are now fully cured. However, I have 2 young sons, one 11 years old and the other only 3 years old. It is almost certain that because of the genetic characteristics of prostate cancer, that both of them later in life will get this disease as well. Like many people who get cancer, I have become a passionate crusader seeking a cure not only for prostate cancer, but for all other cancers as well. I am very hopeful that by the time my children grow up, such cures will be available. Over the years, I have provided substantial funding for cancer research facilities, as well as for laboratory research at many of the leading cancer centers in the country. These have included Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York City, Johns Hopkins Medical Center in Baltimore, and the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas, among many others. Over the years, it has become apparent to me that fundamental research is absolutely critical in achieving major breakthroughs in the treatment of cancer. Because cancer research is so difficult, the very best talent needs to work in this field in order to make advances. Several years ago, I was evaluating whether I should make a major financial investment in supporting the construction of a new world-class research building for MIT's Cancer Center, which for the last 30 years has been located in a reconverted candy factory. To say the least, it's pretty poor facilities. To verify that cancer research at MIT was outstanding and therefore worthy of a major contribution, I checked with a number of brilliant, well-informed cancer research about this issue. The answer was universal, that the MIT Cancer Center was the finest group anywhere in the world doing basic cancer research. This was confirmation enough for me, so I went forward with the largest philanthropic gift that I've ever made. MIT's new cancer research building will be finished and occupied by December of this year. The Cancer Center is now called the Institute for Integrative Cancer Research and bears my name. The David H. Koch Institute for Integrative Cancer Research at MIT incorporates a brilliant concept, which is the joint idea of MIT's president, Susan Hockfield, herself a longtime cancer researcher, and Dr. Tyler Jacks, many of you in the room may know him, the Koch Institute's director. Housed in the new building will be an equal number of basic cancer researchers and bioengineers. The facility will ultimately contain approximately 650 people in a space of 350,000 square feet. MIT's leading bioengineers will share this space with the basic researchers who will work side by side with each other. The synergy between cancer researchers possessing these two sets of complementary skills should be powerful and, in everyone's opinion, should enormously accelerate the development of cancer cures. I predict that many years in the future, those of us who were involved in the creation of the Koch Institute will feel very proud of having made possible an institution that will develop remarkable cancer cures and will improve immeasurably the health of mankind. Fortune has been very kind to myself, enabling me to be a generous philanthropist. I believe that those of us who are well off should have a deep feeling of responsibility to help others who are less fortunate than we are. This is one of my core values, which I hope will be a major part of my legacy when I pass on. It is a value that I wish all of us would believe in passionately. Thank you for listening to my story, and thanks again to the Mass General Hospital for this singular recognition. It is indeed a very special honor and very moving to me. Good evening.